because I'm chaotic. We've literally just had a power cut because I heard the alarm going. I think the power just went out again. Oh well. Hi, welcome back to The Books Are Everywhere. So today I am here with the very start of my Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom vlog. I have literally just filmed my wrap up for my Shadow and Bone vlog, so we are diving straight into Six of Crows because I actually started this book last night. I'm about 80 pages in right now, 90 pages in. Me and Alex are buddy reading these books together, and then we're going to buddy read King of Scars and Rule of Wolves. We're reading all of the books over 6 days each to get them done by the end of the month. So I'm probably going to do two lots of 12-day vlogs for you reading these books. And this is my second read of Six of Crows, Crooked Kingdom and King of Scars, and then I haven't read Rule of Wolves yet because that's only been out about a month so far. So I wanted to reread King of Scars before I read Rule of Wolves just to make sure it was all fresh in my mind, and then while I watched the Shadow and Bone TV show, I wanted to reread those books, so I did. So I'm finally reading all of the Rishaverse books in order, which I've never done before. I've read them in complete wrong orders before. I read Six of Crows first when this one came out 5 or 6 years ago, and then I read Crooked Kingdom, then I read King of Scars, then I read the Rishaverse trilogy. So I'm finally reading these all in the right order. So the first time I read Six of Crows, as I said, that was about 5 or 6 years ago. I found this really hard to get into, but it did end up as a 4 or 5 star read for me. I just found the world building very complex and it kind of throws you in at the deep end. And I feel like that's probably because I didn't read the Grishaverse books before this one. Having literally just read the Grishaverse books, I am finding this a very much easier to get into because I understand all of the kind of motions of the world and the Grisha, and that's not really introduced to you in this one naturally because it's not the first book in the Grishaverse universe, which I didn't know about at the time. And now I do, so I'm very glad that I'm reading this after the Grisha trilogy. I would highly recommend that if you are reading these for the first time. Basically the timeline of these books is the Shadow and Bone trilogy, which follows Alina and the Darkling and other cast of characters, then set 2 years after with 6 completely different people in a completely different part of the universe is Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom. And then I'm not sure how many years later, but King of Scars and Rule of Wolves then follows some of the characters from Shadow and Bone and from Six of Crows, and it follows their stories after the events of both of those series. So that is the order to read them in. I would recommend reading them in that order if you are going to read these books. But anyway, my opinion so far of this book, I was actually surprised to say I did still find like I feel like I was thrown in at the deep end, but I feel like I can keep up this time because, as I said, I understand the mechanics of this world. I am loving the characters so much more than I expected. Like, these characters mean a lot to me and I love them anyway. But just seeing them on the TV show and then diving into this book, I can just picture them perfectly, and I feel like the tone that they got in the show, especially for Jasper, has just made me fall in love with him so much. His witty sense of humour is amazing, and just reading his like one-liners that he comes out with in this book, I can just picture all of the characters like saying the things that they say, which is amazing and I'm loving it. So I'm very excited to carry on with this one. As I think I've mentioned before, I feel like Lee's writing definitely develops throughout her books, and these ones are definitely kind of more complex than Shadow and Bone, which I really enjoy. Also, I can't do this without just saying, can we appreciate this beautiful collector's edition hardback? I'm reading this because the other edition I own is the first edition hardcover, which I think is actually harder to get a hold of. It's also signed. And that one is slightly more precious to me than this one because I think these are still readily available, so I'm reading this one instead. I am still obviously being really careful with it. But anyway, I am going to be reading more of this today. As I said, me and Alex are reading this over 6 days, so I will be updating you on my progress throughout the week of reading Six of Crows, and I will see you soon. Friday. I think it's been a couple of days since I actually updated you last, but I actually went out today to a place other than work. I actually went into my university for a talk. We're not doing face-to-face teaching at the moment, and actually my classes are all done for my second year. We just had like a transition talk. There was literally a couple of people there, but it was really, really nice to actually see my lecturers that I haven't seen in a year now. So that was really lovely. I also went to see a friend who lives near my uni, so I went to see him. So we had a walk and got some food, and I actually went into a second-hand bookshop, which was amazing. It was really nice. I don't know why, I've just had a bit of a craving recently just to browse a like charity shop, a second-hand bookshop. And we got there just before it closed, and it was just really quiet, so I thought, you know, why not pop in? And I actually bought something which is really exciting. I bought The Switch by Beth O'Leary. Me and my mum both read The Flat Share last year or a couple of months ago, early this year, and both absolutely loved it, so I've been meaning to pick up more of her books, and this one sounds very similar and sounds really cool, so I'm very excited for this one. I'm not actually sure what this one is about. I think maybe some people switch lives. Yeah, okay, so it sounds like a newly single grandmother who is about to turn 80 switches her tiny Yorkshire home with somebody who lives in London, I have a feeling. Yeah, in London. So this one sounds really interesting. I feel like Beth O'Leary writes kind of quirky contemporary romances that I really like, and the Flat Share completely captured both my mom and mine, and both of our hearts, and Courtney's also read it and really, really loved it. So I'm very, very excited for this one. I'm going to go and surprise my mom with it in a minute. She hasn't seen it yet. But I also thought I would give you a little update on Six of Crows. I am now here, so I've read 160 pages. I haven't read our pages for today yet, so I will be reading those very soon. I'm really, really enjoying this reread. I'm actually like finding it very different than I expected, because I always found this very complicated, and it kind of is, but like having the background knowledge that I do now of the Grisha makes my reading experience so much better, just because I completely understand where this is going, especially because I've read it before. It's been 5-6 years and I literally don't remember most of the scenes in this book. It feels completely different reading it now than it did 5 years ago, which is crazy, but I'm really, really enjoying this. I probably haven't explained really what this is about yet, but basically it's about the Six of Crows, which are a group of kind of thieves and spies who live in a world where there is Grisha, who have powers. They're not so they can like heal people or slow their hearts and things like that, or they can be fabricators. There's different kind of powers that they have, so there's different kind of types of Grisha. But yeah, so there is some of the characters in this book are Grisha, some of them aren't Grisha, so the Six of Crows mostly aren't. But they end up going on a heist, a drug heist throughout this book, that also means they go to I think it's called the Ice Palace, which is a prison. So they're basically travelling across the country, which is Ravka. I believe the country's called Ravka and not a city. Yeah. The area is called Ravka, so they're travelling across the country to try and complete this heist, and it's just a great adventure story. But honestly, I read this for the characters. I love the characters in this book. They mean so much to me, and they make me so emotional because I know what happens to them. But yeah, I just love the characters, and this is written from alternate points of view. I think there is 6 points of view in this, but it really, really works. I feel like it's one of the few books that I've read with that many points of view that really works. It doesn't confuse me, and I just really love it. So that is my reading of Six of Crows so far. I will update you maybe tomorrow after I've read another at least 100 pages, but I'm very much enjoying this one. I think we're due to finish it on Monday or Tuesday. Yeah, really enjoying that. So I will update you probably tomorrow with some more stuff. I'm at work over the weekend, so I'm sure I will update you with that as well. I probably won't have much time to read over the weekend, but I have been reading Anne of Green Gables on audiobook. I am almost done with that. I'm really enjoying it, so I'm going to probably start another audiobook either tomorrow or Sunday, which is nerve-wracking because I don't know what to choose yet, but exciting. So yeah, I'll be starting a new book as well, so I will update you. It is Monday the 10th of May right now. I feel like I haven't updated you guys in a few days and I'm really sorry. I had work all weekend and I've been doing an assignment and stuff has just been kind of busy. I have been keeping on top of my buddy read of Six of Crows with Alex, so that is good, but other than that, honestly, I haven't been doing that much. I played some games last night with a friend and I watched an episode of Agent Carter with Blue and Alex, which I'm really enjoying so far. We just watched the first episode, but honestly, I have just, I know I've not been updating you guys, so I'm very sorry. But I literally just handed in a uni assignment. My only goal for today really was to just do that assignment because it was due in today and I had a few little bits like references and things to just finish up. So I just wanted to get that done. It's just before 12 o'clock and that is done, so I'm very relieved about that. I have one last presentation to do next week and a little thing to write, and then I am done for my second year of uni, which is very strange. I'm really looking forward to being done and I feel guilty about that because I'm paying for my university degree, but honestly I just want to have some time to like really focus on doing this booktube stuff and my blog and just improving what I'm already doing, so I'm very excited to be done and have some more time to focus on reading and book stuff in general. But I am definitely going to have some more time now because I don't have to do too much immediately on the last assignment for the presentation. So I actually might just try and focus my afternoon on reading as much as I can. I only have about 80 pages of Six of Crows left, so we are there right now. I am absolutely loving this book. I think one thing that Leigh Bardugo does so well is that there is so many points of view in this book and I am never confused. I always get confused with points of view. I always don't know where I am in the story. I don't know who they're, like which point of view I'm reading, but with Six of Crows, and I found this when I read this the first time as well, I know whose point of view I'm in all the time. I think this is partly because this is written in the third person, so you are constantly being reminded of the name of the character that you're following, which I think is really helpful. And normally I don't really go towards third person too much. I would much prefer first person because I feel like you can connect more with the characters. But I love these characters so much and I definitely do feel a connection to them. And I know I'm going to get really emotional in Crooked Kingdom. We're starting Crooked Kingdom tomorrow and I'm just going to carry on filming this vlog throughout Crooked Kingdom, especially because I've been really bad at filming while I've been reading Shadow and Bone, Six of Crows, so I'm just going to carry on this vlog for Crooked Kingdom as well. But yeah, I just love this story, it's so quick, I just don't want to put it down, it's really addictive. When I've been reading it, I've just read massive chunks of it at a time. I say massive, like up to 80 pages, because that's about what we're doing every day. But yeah, I just find this really addictive, and I love it. It's an adventure story, but also the characters just have a really emotional background that makes me feel very connected to them and really feel for them, so I would definitely recommend this series. I much prefer this series over Shadow and Bone personally. Part of that is the characters, part of it is just the classic adventure story I really like. I love all these points of view. So yes, love Six of Crows so much, and especially seeing the characters in the Shadow and Bone show has made me picture this a bit more. Actually, one thing I want to talk about with that is that I've heard people say that the Six of Crows elements of the Shadow and Bone show are a prequel. Having reading this literally just in the week after I finished Shadow and Bone, the TV show and the books, I would definitely say that is very true. Whenever the characters talk about their kind of experiences before this book, in this book, and do kind of like flashback scenes and stuff, it is exactly what happens in the TV show of Shadow and Bone. So yeah, this is definitely set up as like the Shadow and Bone show is set up as a prequel to this one, which I actually didn't really like. I couldn't really remember those elements of Six of Crows when I was watching the TV show. I wasn't really aware of that until reading this. But especially Nina and Matthias's parts, they in the show are very much a prequel to this book because they both discuss what happened to them before, and it's spot on basically. Anyway, moving on from Six of Crows, I actually started another book yesterday. I started The Love Curse of Melody McIntyre because I finished Anne of Green Gables the other day. I have no idea whether I've actually talked to you about that yet, but I really enjoyed it. If I haven't updated you, I think I gave it 4 stars in the end. It was just a great story that I'd have definitely absolutely adored when I was a kid. I really liked Anne as the main character, and I like how she kind of changed the thoughts and feelings of the characters around her. Like, they really softened towards her, which I really liked reading about, and also just because of her vivid imagination, I could picture the world so clearly, which I loved. So yeah, that was really nice. So I moved on to listening to the audiobook of this one. This I bought this year because somebody was selling this beautiful Litjoy edition, which has a really nice under the dust jacket, and I was really interested in this anyway, and then someone was selling this on Facebook for not too much, so I picked this one up and I'm really enjoying it so far. It is about a stage manager in their high school production, and basically there was a play in 2007 that went really wrong, and ever since then the cast and crew have set up a superstition every year, kind of like a thing that they have to keep to. So sometimes it's like you have to knock on the door twice. Usually they're influenced by things that have gone wrong in the past. There's some really funny ones, and this is just super creative with that kind of thing. And the thing that they've set up this year is that Melody McIntyre has to stay single for the spring musical, because her girlfriend broke up with her in the last production, which is at the start of the book. I am about 60 pages into this right now. I was listening to the audiobook on my way to and from work yesterday, and I'm really enjoying this. It's just so much fun. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it. It's also very LGBT, which is cool. And I just think this is quite a creative plot, and I'm looking forward to reading more of it. And I really like the setting of the kind of productions as well. So I'm actually going to go on a quick run now. I wasn't feeling too great this morning, so I didn't go this morning, and also the weather is just so up and down here, so I'm going to hope I don't get rained on. I might have mentioned it the other day, but I went for a run and I got hailed on halfway through, and I was wearing shorts and t-shirt. But anyway, hopefully that won't happen today. I'm just going to go run for about half an hour, and I'm going to listen to the audiobook of this while I do it. Then my goal for the rest of the day is to finish Six of Crows today and carry on reading this one, and then tomorrow I'm going to start Crooked Kingdom. So that is my big update for the past couple of days, because I haven't updated you. And I will probably update you later with what I've managed to read, and especially when I finish Six of Crows, I will be updating you on my kind of final thoughts and feelings of that book overall. So I will speak to you later. It's Monday evening now. I did go for a run earlier and I got caught in the rain. It rained really heavily on me, and it was very cold, and I was wearing shorts and t-shirt again because it is quite warm, but the rain was freezing. So I had a bath and I read Six of Crows. I have now finished Six of Crows. I love this so much. Like, I've written a review for it already, and it's hard to kind of tell you my feelings about it because I have a real emotional connection to this book now, having read it before, having read some of the Grisha books before, and I'm rereading them now, and having watched the Shadow and Bone show. I just have a connection to this characters that I don't think I have with any other characters in a book. That I love the found family trope anyway, but this is the best found family trope that I have ever come across, in my opinion. And I just love them so much, and they make me so emotional. So objectively, I want to give this one 4.5 stars because I want to save that half star for Crooked Kingdom, and that is what I was going to do throughout the whole book. And then I wrote my review, and I just ended up giving it 5 stars because this means a lot to me, and it makes me really emotional, and I just love all the characters so much that I couldn't not give it 5 stars in the end, because it is one of my favourite books, and this series, both of them are some of my favourite books ever. And it just feels like I can't then rate it any lower than 5 if it's one of my favourite books. So my final verdict on Six of Crows: love it. The characters are my favourite thing, but the plot was great, the setting was great, the adventure was great, the world building was great, the writing was absolutely beautiful. There were some quotes in this that just made me tear up. Like, Lee can really have an impact in very, very few words. She is a very, very good writer. And I'm very, very excited to pick up Crooked Kingdom tomorrow. I can also safely say, as we have talked about it, that Alex also loved Six of Crows. It was her first time reading it, so I'm very, very glad that she enjoyed it. And we're going to go on to Crooked Kingdom tomorrow. This one has black sprayed edges that I absolutely adore. And I'm just really excited to read them and like see these sprayed edges on the sides. So yeah, I can't wait for this one. I preferred Crooked Kingdom when I read Six of Crows before, so I have high hopes for this. I also know that it's going to make me really, really sad and probably make me cry. So I need to warn Alex at some point that it's probably going to make her cry as well. But yeah, I just love these editions. They are just so, so pretty, and in the light, the way that these shine is so beautiful. But yeah, we're going to start this one tomorrow. Very excited for that. We're going to be reading about 90 pages a day to get it done by Sunday, I think. So very, very excited. I have also read a lot more, 100 pages more of this, and I am now almost halfway through. I'd like to read probably another 100 pages, at least by the end of the day, because I'll be reading when I go to bed as well. And this one is quite a quick read because it's in contemporary. It is still very entertaining, really liking the characters. I see a lot of myself in Melody. She is kind of like the bossy leader, and I kind of see myself in that a bit. And I just relate to her, so I'm very much enjoying this one, and yeah, gonna carry on with it. And then start Crooked Kingdom tomorrow. I have been planning out some readathon TBRs today and watching some readathon announcement videos for the next couple of months, so I'm very, very excited for those, and I will be making videos obviously with my TBRs and stuff for those readathons very soon. And I'm gonna go now and do some more reading of The Love Curse of Melody McIntyre, and I will update you tomorrow once I have started Crooked Kingdom, so I'll see you then. It's Tuesday. I keep thinking it's Wednesday. I don't know why, but it's Tuesday. Just thought I would give a quick update, not really about Crooked Kingdom because I've literally read like 10 pages. Me and Alex are reading about 90 pages today, so I will definitely get that done by the end of the day. I just haven't read much yet, but I just wanted to update you because I got a few books today from Blue because I went for a lovely walk with Blue earlier. I have also been updating my journal for most of the day with the books that I've read recently. But yeah, Blue gave me a copy of Muse of Nightmares to match my copy of Strange the Dreamer, which is amazing because this is super, super hard to get, so thank you so much for giving this to me, Blue. I basically bought a hardback copy of Strange the Dreamer a month or so ago, and I just really wanted this one, but it's quite hard to get, so I didn't know whether I was going to get a hold of a copy or not. And Blue said that they had a copy and wanted to kind of have the paperback instead, because they have the paperback of Strange to the Dreamer. So I bought them a paperback copy and exchanged for the lovely hardback, which is so beautiful. They also gave me this lovely copy of How the King of Elflame Learned to Hate Stories, which Alex actually very kindly picked up for me from the Waterstones that she lives near, because they had this Waterstones edition left and they were one of the only shops that actually had this edition left. So I'm very, very happy about this. Thank you so much, Alex, for picking this one up for me. This is basically the reason why I got the hardback copies of the Cruel Prince series, because I knew I was going to get this one and I wanted to have a matching set. So that's why I got the hardbacks. But yeah, this is just absolutely beautiful. I really like the black edition of this one compared to the white edition, which is the standard, I think. So I really like this. Yeah, so that is my update for now. I will update you probably at the end of the day or tomorrow morning on Crooked Kingdom. As I said, I've literally only just read the first chapter, so I don't really have too much to say about it right now. But I'm very excited to get into it a bit more, because I know how much I loved this book the first time. So I will update you probably tomorrow or later today. Hi, it's Wednesday. I just thought I would drop in with a bit of an update on Crooked Kingdom. I am absolutely loving this book. I am 186 pages into it. Me and Alex are buddy reading this one again, and we're doing about 90 pages a day, so we're on day 2 right now. And honestly, I've just read like maybe 70 pages in one go, 60-70 pages, because I just find this book so addictive. It is absolutely amazing. It's full of action, but like not even just one big like fight or anything. It's just the little action scenes constantly, which I absolutely love. I just think it just keeps this book really fresh and innovative all the time, because you're never leading up, like you are always leading up to like a massive thing, but there's always these little scenes in between that are just packed with action that I absolutely love. I also love the characters so much. And they're probably my favourite thing about this book. Honestly, the writing, the plot, the characters, I just love Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom so much. This one I am enjoying more than Six of Crows, slightly. I think because, you know, we've had all the introductions to the people, and I just find the plot of this one so much better, because there is just all these little things happening that I love following. So that is my update for Crooked Kingdom so far. Loving it. Just loving it. Couldn't say anything else. I also finished, on a side note, The Love Curse of Melody McIntyre this morning on my run. I've been listening to the audiobook of this, but I did read about 100 pages, probably give or take, in the physical format as well. I really enjoyed this. This was very entertaining and very funny. It was also very cringy in places, and the logic was just not there. Completely illogical in places, but I did enjoy it all the same, and it was a lot of fun, and it was very creative, which I enjoyed. So I'm probably going to give this one 4 out of 5 stars, because I did enjoy it quite a lot and found it very easy to read. Alongside this, I am going to pick up Don't Breathe a Word by Jordan Taylor, which is one of the books I have to review for this month, and that is actually out in 6 days, so I need to get on with that one, but it sounds super interesting and I can't wait to get started with it and see how I find it. But yeah, I'm that far through right now of Crooked Kingdom and loving this book so much. Also, there's some scenes, I don't know how Lee does it, but she just has such an impact with so few words. I think it's because I love the characters so much that it doesn't take me much to get me like emotional over them. So Lee will just say like a couple things, a couple lines, she'll write a couple of lines, and I'll just be like, want to sob because I find the characters like so emotional. And we actually ended our pages for the day on like just a scene that just made me... I'm going to read this out because it's not really spoilery because you don't know who the character is. one of the characters says, would you have come for me when I couldn't scale a wall or walk a tightrope? And the reply is, I would come for you, I would come for you, and if I couldn't walk, I'd crawl to you, and no matter how broken we were, we'd fight our way out together, knives drawn, pistols blazing, because that's what we do, we never stop fighting. There's just scenes like that that just melt my heart so much, and I'm so glad that we ended on that today because it's just such a lovely scene to finish on for the day. And I can't wait to start again tomorrow and read another like 90 pages for the day because I just love this book so much, and I'm so glad that I'm rereading it, so yay. I'll probably update you tomorrow once I've read my 90 pages for tomorrow as well, which I'll probably do in the day tomorrow. And I'm gonna start Don't Breathe a Word tonight, so I'll probably update you on how that one is as well. So we'll see you then. Hi guys, I don't actually have like a reading update necessarily, but I have some stuff that I bought that just arrived that I thought I'd like to show you guys. So really this is kind of like a haul. Let's also ignore my crazy frizzy hair because I put it up in plaits when it was wet. Anyway, I haven't read any more of Crooked Kingdom yet. I'm literally about to. I think I'm going to cook some food and then I'm going to start reading today's pages. I did, however, start Don't Breathe a Word last night, and honestly, I'm really enjoying this so far. I'm about 75 pages in, and this is about two girls who both live in a boarding school but 60 years apart. So one of them is in the 1960s and one of them is in present day. We've literally just had a power cut because I heard the alarm going. Anyway, we keep having power cuts recently, but they only last a couple seconds. That's very strange. Anyway, let's carry on. So yeah, this is about two girls 60 years apart. One of them is basically joining an elite academy at this school that she doesn't really know about. She's just kind of being dragged into it. So that's interesting. And the other one in the 1960s is about to go into like a nuclear bunker with 5 other people to test it out in case there is a nuclear attack, and apparently only 5 of them come out, even though there's 6 of them that go in. And I think the person in the modern day is trying to kind of find out what happened to them. Okay, alarm is no longer beeping and we have power, so it must have just gone off for like a second. But anyway, really enjoying this, and it's like a little bit creepier than I thought, which I kind of like. So I was reading that before bed last night, and stuff I bought, which I thought would be a nice thing to show you. I went to Tesco this morning and bought this Galaxy orange bar, which is here, so I may as well show it to you. I love the vegan Galaxy stuff, and this is a new one that they've brought out recently, I believe, so time to try it. And I also bought a kids mini golf set, which is amazing and so much fun. Here it is. I'm not actually going to show you or tell you what this is about right now because I have plans for it, which you'll find out probably in a couple months' time. But anyway, I also just had a delivery from Geeky Clean. If you guys don't know about Geeky Clean, honestly, go and check them out. I think the power just went out again. Oh well. I think something's going on around the UK at the moment because our power kept going off at work the other day, and I work like nearly an hour from home, so it's strange. But anyway, had a delivery from Geeky Clean literally just now. I'm going to show you this stuff because the people that it's going to will have already had it by the time this video goes up, so I'm not spoiling their presents for them. I'm going to just ignore the alarm, but oh well. So I bought this for my friend Emma, who I work with. This is one of their dice bath bombs. This is Snow Fae scented. Smells really good, and it has a set of dice inside, so hopefully she'll love that. I also bought this tarot bath bomb mainly because it was one of the only ones they had left and I wanted to treat Mark to something, and this is the Deadly Nightshade scented. It smells really good. I also bought this, which I'm presuming is just like leftover crushed up bath bombs that they have. That is the Dust of Tracelessness Witch Bolt. What a word. And honestly, this stuff smells amazing. So good. Yeah, I just wanted to treat my boyfriend to a few things, and I was already buying the bath bomb for Emma, so I thought I would just get a few things. Also, colourful packing nuts, never seen that before. So I thought I would just show you that. Anyway, I'm gonna go cook. I've been cooking a lot today. I made some banana and peanut butter nice cream, like fake ice cream, and I made some brownies, and I'm going to go make dinner for us to have later so we can just warm it up later, because Courtney is coming round and we have an Alice Oseman event. Obviously going to sit outside for that because we're not allowed in other people's houses until Monday. So yeah, we have an Alice Oseman event at 7:30 tonight, so I said I would cook her dinner, so I'm going to go make dinner so we can reheat it later, which is very exciting. So I'm going to do that, and we'll have brownies and stuff to eat as well. So I will see you later. Hopefully the power stays on throughout all of this. Hi, it's Friday. I've just got back from work and I thought I would give you a quick update on Crooked Kingdom and also some books that I got today. So I'm sure I've read more of Crooked Kingdom since I last updated, because I think I updated before I read yesterday's pages. So I'm now just about halfway through. I'm going to read another like 80 pages today. Really enjoying it still. And also one of the things I wanted to mention in this update is that I'm finding it really interesting how much they actually refer back to characters from Shadow and Bone. This is something I obviously didn't realise when I read this before, because I hadn't actually read Shadow and Bone. But now reading this and knowing who they are, and have literally just read the Grecian trilogy again, I'm so aware that they're mentioning them a lot and that they're talking about them all the time, and some of the characters actually turn up in Crooked Kingdom. I'm not going to say who because of spoilers, but yeah, and they also talk about Alina, who is the main character of Shadow and Bone, and kind of explain her backstory in this, because this is set, I think, 2 or 3 years after Shadow and Bone is set, so they talk about her in this, which is really cool. So I also got sent 2 proofs today from the publishers, and I wanted to just show them to you, so thank you very much to Simon & Schuster and Hotkey for these books. So this one, Excuse Me While I Ugly Cry by Joya Goffney. This one is published by Hotkey, so thank you very much to Hotkey. And this one, I like, Hotkey does this little wheel thing that says what's in it, and it says secrets, blackmail, courage and romance, and also the colour scheme for this is gorgeous, and this whole book, honestly, I love this colour. So this says, my journal is like my foundation. It doesn't tell me where I'm going, it tells me where I've been. I don't know who I am without it. Quinn Jackson is black, 18, vegetarian, a chronic list maker, crushing on Carter Bennett, socially awkward, living a lie, lost without her journal, being blackmailed, and about to face her truth. This is a passionate, heartfelt and addictive rom-com full of juicy secrets and leap-off-the-page chemistry about having the courage to be honest, to live in the moment and to fall in love. This sounds amazing. It's black. I love it. Can't wait to read this one, and yeah, very excited for it. Love this cover, so thank you to Hotkey for sending me this. Also didn't know the main character is vegetarian, and that is super cool. The next one I got sent is Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe. This is a very popular YA book, but hasn't really been widely released in the UK. We do stock it at work, but there's never been a UK sized paperback, and this is a UK sized paperback. I think this is because there is a sequel coming out this year that I didn't know about called Aristotle and Dante Dive into the Waters of the World. I've always heard such good things about this book and just never picked up a copy for myself for some reason or another. Maybe I just knew that this was going to happen like 5 years on. But this one came up through work and I requested it because I wanted to read this for probably about 5 years. And this one says, Aristotle is an angry teen with a brother in prison. Dante is a know-it-all with a unique perspective on life. When the two first meet, they seem to have nothing in common, but as they start spending time together, they develop a special friendship, the kind that changes lives and lasts a lifetime. Together, Ari and Dante will learn the most important truths about the universe, love, and the kind of people they want to be. I have heard such good things about this book. It's also blurbed by Case and Calendar on the back of it, which is super cool, and Adam Silvera on the front. And I cannot wait to finally read this one. I know it's gay, and I know it's very much loved in the book community and the YA community as a whole, so I'm very excited to finally get to it, years and years after I originally saw it around. So yeah, that's very exciting. Thank you to Simon & Schuster for sending me a copy of that one. and it's all very exciting. And yeah, that's my update for Crooked Kingdom so far. I'm also gonna quickly update you on Don't Breathe a Word, which I've started reading a couple nights ago, and I'm also about halfway through this one. This is very interesting, creepier than I expected, and also just screwed up. Like, it's so screwed up, honestly. Stuff that happens to the characters in this book, I'm like, why are you going through this? Why are you putting yourself through this? And I don't really know how I feel about the characters because of that, because I'm like, why would you do this to yourself? But I'm interested to see where it's going, and I'm very drawn in by the plot, so I'm getting through this quite quickly. I also, because I'm chaotic, started listening to the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, finally, because it was one of the books that was left on available to me on Scribd this month. That's like not part of well, it is part of the series, but like I'm reading it as a standalone basically, because I don't feel the need to reread The Hunger Games before I read the prequel, which is about President Snow, if you weren't aware. It came out last year, and I've started listening to that, which is actually kind of interesting so far. I don't think it's going to be a mind-blowing read, but like it is interesting to see Snow's background as a child, so reading that, about 70 pages into that right now. So that's my reading update for the moment, and I will probably update you tomorrow with a little bit of an update on Crooked Kingdom. We are due to finish it on Sunday. So we have 3 days of reading left, because I haven't read today's yet, but yeah, a couple of days of reading left of this one. I've also been using my beautiful Six of Crows bookmark, which Courtney very kindly bought for me, I think for a birthday or Christmas present. This is just, I love this design, it's very, very clever, and it's metal. It's really nice, so I've been using that one because I feel like it's a really nice thing to use for this series. Anyway, I'm gonna shut up now because it's a long update for Friday, and I will probably speak to you over the weekend. Hi everyone, and welcome to the end of the vlog. Let's ignore this bit of hair because I'm literally about to go and get my fringe cut, so I'm just leaving it be. Anyway, it's been a few days since I last updated you. It is now Monday the 17th of May because it's a big day for the UK, as today we are allowed to go in other people's houses again. We are allowed to go out for meals inside again, and like cafes and stuff are opening inside, which is really, really weird for me. I just can't comprehend the fact that this is happening, even though I actually have plans like to go out for dinner on Thursday, or to go out for lunch. So, absolutely baffles me. But anyway, big day for the UK, big day for my reading. I finished Crooked Kingdom last night, and I just love this book so much, honestly. I am so, so glad that I decided to reread all of the Grisha books in order, because there's stuff that comes up in Crooked Kingdom that like, when I read it before, I would have never understood what was going on, because they talk about Alina and they talk about the kind of events of Shadow and Bone, and I didn't know anything about Shadow and Bone at the time. So for that reason, I'm really, really glad that I reread this. Also, just absolutely adore this book. Like, I love Six of Crows, but this is just on another level. The writing is amazing, the action, the pacing is brilliant. And the characters are just, I just love them so much. I cried in this book, but I also just cried at some of the scenes and some of the lines that the characters just came out with, because they make me really emotional, because I love them. But yeah, 5 stars. 5 stars for this one, of course. I just loved it. I said, I've just written my review for this, and I said like Six of Crows is like diving into the deep end of a pool, but this one is like diving into your bed, because it's like warm and familiar and you know the characters and you know how the world works, but also it's like fresh and interesting and there's so much new information, which is really, really cool. I do not have a bad word to say about this book. This is one of those rarities that is just absolutely amazing, and I can't complain about anything in it. Just loved it so much. very excited to move on to, I have a big stack of books to talk about here. King of Scars, which I'm going to start today. Me and Alex are diving straight into King of Scars and then Rule of Wolves, so I will be vlogging this one and Rule of Wolves in my next vlog. I'm very excited to get onto this one because I have read King of Scars before, but I had read 6 of Crows and Crooked Kingdom, but not Shadow and Bone, so I kind of spoiled a bit for myself, but also very excited to go into this one with the background knowledge of all of the Grisha books. So you'll see a lot more information about that on my next vlog. I also, on a completely unrelated note, finished Don't Breathe a Word this morning. This was a very interesting, very kind of intense thriller, but historical thriller. I really enjoyed it in a lot of ways, but also it kind of fell flat in other ways. The characters were just very kind of naive, and some of their stuff that like happened in the first kind of 100 pages or so, I was just like, why are you doing this? Why would you do this? It just frustrated me a lot. And some of the stuff, like, I don't know, because of the two narratives running alongside each other, you know what's going to happen quite early on in the story, so I wasn't quite as gripped as I could have been, but I did still really enjoy it. Very, very fast-paced, interesting, different, unique thriller. So check it out if it sounds interesting to you. I've also been reading, I don't know if I mentioned this the other day, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, which has been sat on my shelf since last year. I initially wasn't really planning on reading or buying this, and then I found that this was the undercover, and I wanted it. I don't honestly know if I'm going to keep this after I read it. Like, I'm finding it okay so far. I am there. I'm reading the audiobook of this and like it's okay, but I'm not massively invested or interested in the story. I could have like probably left it and been fine, but it is interesting to see what is happening in Suzanne Collins's head in relation to the Hunger Games. But yeah, still cool to see the background of some of the stuff in there. I am kind of enjoying it, but it's not like blowing me away. Anyway, my next read is also chunky, because I'm planning on also reading Threadneedle, because this one comes out next week, I think, so I'm hoping I can maybe get through this by the release date. I think I have like 10 days, so I should be fine. I'm going to read this alongside Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes and King of Scars, so we'll see how that goes. But you will be able to see more about Threadneedle, Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, and definitely King of Scars in my next vlog if you would like to go and watch that one when it comes out. And yeah, I will see you probably in another video before then, because I've got a few videos planned as well. But I hope you enjoyed this vlog and all of my ramblings about how much I love 6 of Crows. If you did, please drop it a like and comment down below. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos very much like this, and I will see you next time with another video.